Dear friends, topic the great letter of Swami Vivekananda. This letter was written by Swami Vivekananda to Alasinga on 2nd November 1893 from Chicago. Here is a brief portion of the letter. On the morning of the opening of the Parliament, we all assembled in a building called the Art Palace, where one huge and other smaller temporary halls were erected for the sittings of the Parliament. Men from all nations were there. From India were Majumdar of the Brahma Samaj and Nagarkar of Bombay. Mr. Gandhi representing the Jains and Mr. Chakravarti representing Theosophy with Mrs. Ani Bashant. Of these, Majumdar and I were of course old friends, and Chakravarti knew me by name. There was a great procession and we were all marshaled onto the platform. Imagine a hall below and a huge gallery above, packed with 6,000 and 7,000 men and women representing the best culture of the country, and on the platform learned men of all the nations of the earth. And I, who never spoke in public in my life, to address these august assemblies. It was opened in great form with music and ceremony and speeches. Then the delegates were introduced one by one, and they stepped up and spoke. Of course, my heart was fluttering and my tongue nearly dried up. I was so nervous and could not venture to speak in the morning. Majumdar made a nice speech. Chakravarti, a nice one, and they were much applauded. They were all prepared and came with ready-made speeches. I was a fool and had none, but bowed down to Devi Saraswati and stepped up, and Mr. Barrows introduced me. I made a short speech. I addressed the assembly as sisters and brothers of America. A deafening applause of 2 minutes followed, and then I proceeded. And when it was finished, I sat down almost exhausted with emotion. The next day, all the papers announced that my speech was the hit of the day, and I became known to the whole of America. Truly, has it been said by the great commentator Sridhara, Mukang karoti bachalang, bungung langhayati girim. Yat kripa tamahang vande Paramananda Madhavam, who met the dumb, a fluent speaker, his name be praised. From that day I became a celebrity, and the day I read my paper on Hinduism, the hall was packed up. It had never been before. I quote to you from one of the papers. Ladies, 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 packing every place, filling every corner. They patiently waited and waited while the papers that separated them from Vivekananda were read, etc. You would be astonished If I sent over to you the newspaper cuttings, but you already know that I am a hater of celebrity. Suffice it to say that whenever I went on the platform, deafening applause would be raised for me. Nearly all the papers paid high tributes to me, and even the most bigoted had to admit that this man, with his handsome face and magnetic presence and wonderful oratory, is the most prominent figure in the parliament, etc., etc. Sufficient for you to know that never before did an Oriental make such an impression on American society. Dear friends, Namaskar.